Hello friends, in the series on income tax cases, today we will discuss a very important case on section 54F. Section 54F provides exemption to the assessee for the long-term capital gain if the assessee invests that long-term capital gain into some residential property, but the main condition for claiming this exemption is that if the assessee owns more than one residential property on the date of the original asset, then he will not get the exemption. In the present case, the issue before Hyderabad ITAT B bench was that if on the date of transfer, the assessee was having two residential house properties in his name, but before that date, the assessee has gifted one residential house to his daughter by an oral gift deed, which was later on actually transferred by making a proper gift deed. So whether in that case the transfer to the daughter by oral gift deed will be treated as valid transfer and that property will not be considered as having the property in the hands of the assessee for denying section 54F exemption. This issue has been taken up by Hyderabad ITAT B bench in the case of income tax officer versus Narsimha Reddy Dutala, and this case is reported in 134 ITR Tribunal at page number 682, and the date of the judgment is 9th May 2025. In the present case, the assessee has sold unlisted equity shares and has earned long-term capital gain, which the assessee has invested in purchasing and constructing a new residential house property. The assessee has purchased the land and the assessee has constructed the residential house on 6% of that land. When the assessment proceedings were going on, the assessing officer denied exemption to the assessee basically on three grounds. The first ground was that the assessee was having two residential properties in his name. The second was that the assessee has not invested the amount in the capital gain account scheme up to the date of return filing of the assessee. And the third was that the assessee has constructed only 6% of the land. And one more point was there. The assessee was a great apprehension. The assessing officer was having a great apprehension that the assessee has took a mortgage loan on the property which has been gifted by the father to the daughter. So on these four grounds, the assessing officer has denied the exemption to the assessee under section 54F. When the matter was before the learned CIT appeal, the CIT appeal allowed the appeal of the assessee by saying that whatever the contentions of the assessing officer were, they were all very technical issues, and since section 54F is a benevolent provision, so the exemption cannot be denied to the assessee on some technical grounds. When the matter was before the tribunal said that in the present case, there is no denying the fact that the gift of an immovable property can only be given by a registered deed which is duly witnessed by two witnesses. But it is also a very common feature in Hindu religion that a father gifts the properties to his daughters and sons, and since the gift deed has been ultimately made in 2022, so whatever the gift has been made by the father in 2015 will be considered as a valid gift and transfer, and that property will not be computed in calculating the number of the properties in the hands of the assessee on the date of the transfer of the original asset. So the tribunal said that since the father has made the gift to her daughter, so that property will not be considered on the date of transfer. So the apprehension of the assessing officer that the assessing was holding two properties on the date of the transfer is not valid. As far as the second contention of the assessing officer is concerned, that the assessee has only constructed 6% of the land, that is also not valid, because if the assessee has come up with a property which is habitable, then it doesn't matter that whether it is completed 6% or more than 6%. The main condition is that property should be habitable. As far as the another contention of the assessing officer is concerned, that the father has raised some loan on the mortgage of the property which was gifted to the daughter. For that, the tribunal said that it is also very common that the loans are taken by mortgaging the properties which are in the name of other persons. So for that also, the tribunal said that it is also a mere apprehension of the assessing officer which is not justified to deny the exemption under section 54F. And as far as the final contention of the assessing officer that the assessee has not deposited the amount into the capital gain account scheme up to the due date of filing of the return of income, for that the tribunal said that the assessing officer has miscalculated the due date of filing the return of income, because in the present case the due date of filing of the return of income of the assessee is not 31st July but extended date, because the assessee was partner in a firm which was having the tax audit. So in that case the extended due date will apply. So all the apprehensions of the assessing officer have been taken care very well by the tribunal, and the tribunal allowed the appeal of the assessee and dismissed the appeal of the revenue. At the end of this video, once again I am repeating the name of the case. The name of the case is Income Tax Officer versus Narsimha Reddy Dotala, and this case is reported in 134 ITR Tribunal at page number 682, and the date of the judgment is 9th May 2025. Thank you, friends.